How are we, fellas? Hope you're all having a good weekend. Welcome back to TF Custom Shaving Brushes Workshop for another live tonight. I'm going to make this golden black one that we cast a few streams back. So yeah, we're going to turn that one into a nice handle, which will be sent down to Sarjan for a rhodium knot, and then it will be on its way over to the States, I believe. So nice, easy, simple one in tonight's stream. So we'll crack on through that in a little while, but I'll just let you get yourselves comfortable in the chat and that there first. I see Resin and Sam have got to catch up, and Brett's in amongst that as well. So yeah, we'll let you guys catch up. In the meantime, I'll just puddle around here for a minute, and we'll get cracking in a couple of minutes. So you're having a good weekend, fellas. I see Brett's been having a nanny nap. A little while he'll be getting the munchies up, so he'll be looking for something to eat in a little while. Yeah, Samuel, that PNC is a good forum, mate. There's a lot of sort of knowledgeable people in there, and there's a lot of stuff goes on in there as far as buy and sell, and you know, guys sharing knowledge and information about different products and different things. So it's definitely worth getting on there, mate. Definitely. Yeah, nothing too over the top. Good bunch of fellas. There's also Facebook groups as well if you do the Facebook thing. There's a TAWSA group as well. That's quite an active group on Facebook. They're the two main Australian ones that I know about, is PNC and TAWSA on Facebook. All right, fellas. Well, I see we've got five in the chat so far. So if there's anybody new in the chat, we've just gone to 4. We had 5 there a second ago, but anybody new in, please subscribe and click the little bell, ding, and you'll get notified of my videos when they go live, or when I post any other videos up. I will probably be getting on later tomorrow afternoon as well, fellas. It will be earlier than now. It might be, you know, sort of, I don't know yet really. It depends when the missus gets back. But it may be around about sort of 4, maybe even earlier. It'll just depend. But I'm going to do a stream tomorrow night as well. But if you don't get in for that, that's no big deal. I've got a couple of other handles there that I want to sort of try and knock over relatively quickly, so I can catch up on things and start getting on to new stuff. So yeah, I want to knock a couple of them out, so I'm going to put a couple of extra streams in. I haven't decided yet whether I'll go straight to Facebook, or whether I'll record them and then upload them, or whether I'm going to go to the Patreon's page and put them up there. I'll work that out probably tomorrow sometime. And you'll get to know anyway. You'll either see me on Facebook, or you'll see it uploaded to the Patreon page. But we'll see how we go. It's just whatever's going to be easier for me at the time, just to try and play a bit of catch up, because I've got a few blanks lying along the side here that are waiting to be turned into handles. So we'll do what we can do, but you won't miss out. Okay, fellas. So I'm just going to get cracking. And you guys can sort out what you need to sort out. I'll put up my subscribe button there for a little while, and then I'll get back to the chat, and I'll get started. So I'm just going to clean up the end of this blank as we usually do for starters. So I'll just turn the lathe up a little bit, nice and gently, because I've got no tailstock support at this point in time. So I just want to take that sharp edge off there. And then probably what I will do is I'll put the I'll put the live centre in for the bulk of that, just till I get the bulk of that squared up. And then once I've got that squared up, I'll drill the hole. So the hole we're going to be putting in this one tonight is we're putting in a 26mm hole by 18mm depth. So just take the tailstock away. I'll bring these in for a different look there for a start, because we're working on that end for the initial start of the video. So nice and gently, because like I said, I've got no support in there now. Just let the tool cut. And that's it. We just clean up that little nibble there in the middle. It'll get drilled out anyway, so it's no big deal. Okay, so we'll just slow that right down again. We'll swap out the live centre with the drill bit, or the Forstner bit I should say. I'm going to try and see if I can find some flat bottom Forstner bits as well at some stage. They would come in pretty handy for when I do the chameleon handles. Okay, so I'm just going to go in here and start this nice and slowly to start with. There we go. So we'll pull that back now. Set it on 0. That's us touching there, and we'll go in for 18mm. Let it clear itself. It's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and I like to just take it a little bit more because we can shape the top then, and that'll take us back. So that's us there. Take the tailstock away again. Remove that. Now, that's a 25mm hole, but I need this hole to be 26. So I'm just going to check it. It should be 25. Yeah, bang on 25. So I need to take half a mil off one side, which takes half a mil off the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to set this on 26, and I'll take it in just a little bit because I always tend to go slightly more. Yeah, so we're only taking that tiny little bit. It's hardly anything really. So speed that up a little bit. I'll just check my height now. Yeah, it's not too bad for height. Maybe just bring it back a little bit. And I'm just going to go in and just take that tiniest little amount off. That's us. just check that now. Yep, all good. So we'll relocate the tool rest back around now. We'll bring it back in here and start shaping that top section. Just set that in place and then we can bring up the tailstock. So we can put the live centre back in now. Bring that up, leave us a little bit of clearance between the tool rest and the tailstock. That's going to sit in there fairly tight this time because it's a slightly smaller hole than normal. So I'm just going to gently start to shape and put my marks on here where I want this handle to be. So I'm going to come down about 23. Yeah, about there. And then overall, I'm going to make the handle around about the 60, 68. So we'll have one, that'll be our top mark there. And that one will be our bottom mark there. So to start with, I'm just going to actually just round off the top section up here. And then once I get that rounded a bit, then I'll put the tailstock back in there. And I'll check my final depth on the hole. Or the socket, I should say. I call it a socket. Other people might have different names for it. So I'm still working towards the very flat of the hole or the socket, and that's just there now. So I'll stop the lathe and I'll just check that we've got our 18 millimeters, and we're bang on 18 there now. And now what I'll do is I'll start the shaping. So we've got our mark there. So that's where I'm going in, and that's where I'll be rounding to, and that'll be our shoulder for the lower section. Now all I'm doing now is I'm just tidying that round and also clearing out the edge here, which is a little tiny little bit out of round. But we'll get it round by just doing what we're doing and working towards that centre line. Now we'll do a little bit more here. So we're working it from the two ends back to the centre line of this shape here now. You can hear that little knock knock. That's basically just where it's out of round. Once that disappears, we know we've got it round. And so it's still there, just very, very slightly. Get it there. A little bit more from this end. And I think that little knock that we're getting is when I cut the from when I cut the mould apart. I just get a very thin, fine line right up the edge of the blank. And you can hear it's getting quieter and quieter now, so we're almost there. I'm just going to bring that around a little bit more. And that's that gone now. So I'm just going to go in here now a little bit more. I need to bring the tool rest back a touch. And I'm just going to go in and just tidy up that little shoulder there. Like that. And then we'll go back in here and just tidy that up, make it a little bit more rounder. So now all I'm doing is I'm really just refining that top shape and getting it as round as I want it to be and making sure that it's relatively even top to bottom. So I'll give you a look at the top down shot now so you can see the round that we've got in this one. I just wanted that a little bit deeper there. And we've got a nice round there now. So again, I'm just going to go in and just tidy up this top edge of this piece here. That's it. And just sweeten that away. So now again, I'm just going to make sure that I've got the round that I want there. And I'm relatively happy with that, I think. No? Yep. Happy with that. So what I'll do now is I'll bring in the tailstop to give me some support. I'll lift the tool rest up a bit and we'll go in with the carbide and start hollowing out the lower section of the handle now. I'm happy with that, that's nice and round the way I wanted it. Just make sure I've got room here to get that there so we can lock the tool rest off there. I can bring this back now and we'll just bring in the live center. Now it just fits snugly in that hole and bottoms out at the same time, so we've got good support there with that now. And I'll just check that I've got the right position for my tool rest, right height and the right distance in and out. You'd probably go in a little bit closer. Okay, so nice and slowly present the tool. And I'm just going to check the picture that I've got for this, just to be 100% sure that I've got so we're there, see more. Just make sure I've got the right picture in my head. See more. Because the fella that's getting this brush saw one of my previous brushes, which was another gold and black one, and he wanted it the same as that, so I just want to make sure. He did send me the picture, and there we are there. So that's nicely done there. So yeah, a nice curve in, out, and a smaller curve on the bottom. So that's it, that's all I need. I'll put that over there out the way. Okay, so we'll come in and start the shaping now. There we go. The streamers are happening already. Once they start gathering, they just keep gathering. Now what I'm also going to do here is I'm just going to bring that back in, and I'm just going to reduce that ring size down. And I'll just use that skew for that as a scraper, nice and gently. And take it in a little bit more, probably not too much more, probably a bit there. That'll do us there. And now we'll bring that back out. Get rid of the shavings, and then go back in with the carbide again. Okay. Yeah, as soon as I start wrapping around the blank or wrapping around everything else, you've got to basically stop because you can't see what you're doing. Okay. So I'm having a look at that from the top. It still needs to be thinner here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the tool rest in close, or reasonably close, and I'm going to drop it right down. And I'm going to put my parting mark in the bottom so that I can define where my bottom is. The very bottom of the handle. So we'll go in with the parting tool for that one. And I'll leave it just slightly longer, so that I can always shape it back if I need to. And then I'm just going to take another clearance cut now on the bottom of the waste piece. Another one. Again, I can't see. That'll do it. Then I'll bring that out, bring the tool rest back up to a reasonable height, and then I can come in a bit closer again. Now I'm just going to V off that bottom there, and that'll just give me a little bit of clearance to come in with this same tool and just round that bottom off. Okay, so you can see it lets me get in there. And then I can round that bottom. Now if we've got anybody new in the stream, if you wouldn't mind clicking that subscribe button down below and clicking the little bell as well. I see we've got 8 people in viewing. Okay, now I've rounded that bottom off a little bit and I've left it as wide as I possibly can here, because I don't want to reduce that down. Now I'm going to just blend that in and hollow this out a bit more. So just set the tool again, make sure that my height is still good, yep, and my distance out is okay. And you'll see now all I'm going to do is work to that bottom curve now, the wider point, and get my depth here incorrect. And I'm still working to that widest point at the bottom, and at the same time I'm narrowing and narrowing in here more and more each time. We still need to be a fair bit thinner in that waistline there. So I'll focus in there for a little bit. It's getting closer, but I still want it to be a little bit further in at this point here. Just so we get that nice shape to it. Where it's not too chunky. If it's too chunky, you can't get it in your hand and your fingers properly. So that's starting to get there. It probably just needs a little bit more work in here in this deepest section. And still working to that maximum diameter at the lower side of the handle. Now I might even come in here now and just take a little bit from that way, and that'll refine the shape a bit more as well. So you can see we're starting to get that look that I'm going for now, which is the typical sort of look in a lot of my handles. And that's just sweetening that in there now. I'm happy with that ring. Still want a little bit more in there. We'll get rid of that because I can't see. Make sure the tool's clean, and all I'm going to do now is just try and gently sweeten that in. So I've still got a little bit there to get that round. I'm actually a lot more comfortable with the shape now though. If anything, just a little bit here. Yeah, I'm liking that. So you can hear we've nearly got that away. That out around feel. I'm liking that. So I'm going to bring this in now, and I'm just going to try and sweeten that curve again now with the skew as a scraper. And you can see I'm only taking a very fine shaving there, because all I want to do is blend the two curves now. Looking at that, it's still a bit squatty on the bottom, so I'm going to continue with that round a little bit more. I don't want it to be too squatty on the bottom. And that's starting to look much better. We've almost got that out around there. There's just a tiny little bit I can feel just right there. And I'd reckon we'd almost get that out this time round. And that's it, it's gone. Okay, so at this stage, I'll have a final look. I'll have a final look at that shape. Excuse me if I get my head in the way, fellas. I just want to get a final look on that shape. Probably still just a tiny little bit squatty on the bottom, so I'm going to just continue with that little round on the bottom until I get a radius that I'm happy with. That's much better. And I'm still going to just go again a little bit hollow that waistline on the brush, on the handle. So just in a little bit here, nice and finely. And then back the other way. Clear the shavings again. And I think we're nearly there with the shape of that one. I'm pretty happy with that. Just a tiny little bit of rounding, blending there. Just a tiny little bit. So we'll go that way. And all I'm doing there is just taking any of the sort of slightly high points away. And that's much smoother, much better. What do we reckon of the shape, fellas? You like that shape? That's one of my favourite shapes. It's just so comfortable in the hand. It's a pleasing shape to look at, and it just suits a shaving brush handle in my opinion. So how are we going? I'm just going to jump back a little bit in the chat here and see what's been going on. We've got Harel in there. Welcome Harel. Welcome back, mate. Good to have you. We've got Grey Dog in there. Good morning, Grey Dog. How's the coffee this morning, mate? How many cups are you on? Are you on your first one, your second one, your third one? How many, mate? Good stuff. Yeah, those 2-band finest. I mean, I've sold that many of those things, and you know, I've never had any complaints, any issues with them. They've never had any shedding. Everybody that's had them enjoys them, likes them. So yeah, they've been a good little knot for me, the 2-band finests. So it's good to hear you're enjoying it, Harrell. Dion, how are you, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Cool, okay. Well, I think, like I said, I think I'm fairly happy with that. I'll just get that little piece of crap out of there. That's us, we're all done there. So what I'll do is I'll pull this out now, because we're done there. Take that back out the way. Get this out the way now. Actually, I'll go in a little bit more with the parting tool, so I'll drop this all down again. I'll just make that parting tool cut on the bottom just a little bit deeper. And then we'll go to sanding. So I'm just going to go in nice and carefully on the bottom. I'm going to angle it up into the blank slightly, right, so that it gives me that sort of undercut that I'm going to put in later anyway. And this one's getting an antique brass put in the bottom of this one, which will go better with the gold. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the proper colour of this one too once it's all done, because I think it's going to be quite nice. That's getting this brush over in the States is actually in the police force over there, so he's probably having a fairly hard time at the moment over there with what's going on, depending on what area he's in. I'm not sure yet. And this is getting fitted with a rhodium knot, and there's another brush, one of the other, I think it might be one of the hybrids that we're doing for Surjan, I think is going, let me stop that for a minute, I think that's going over to the States as well, so this will be the second brush for the fella. Nice fella, I've spoken to him via email and stuff, and he wanted he thought it was yellow, but I says no, it's gold, and just with a little bit of black in that in it. So as you can see, this one's actually come up probably a little bit more colour than the previous one that I made, but what I'm seeing so far, I'm actually liking, and obviously it will get better as it polishes up. Now I just want to have one last look at my photograph here, so that I can yeah, so these edges here will get slightly rounded, and that'll give us that'll make that ring look slightly smaller once we round off the two corners. So these are rounded off quite nicely on the one that I'm looking at. That's the one I'm looking at. If I can get you back to that head-on shot. So that's the one. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or if the glare's too much. But that's the one that I'm working off, which was a previous one that I made. So you can see it's got a fair bit of black through there as well. We've got slightly less black in this one, although it is nice fine lines of black. And we've got, because we put the different golds in it, we've got a couple of different colours of the gold coming through there, but it's still going to be quite a bright brush once it's all sanded and polished up. So I think we've got it fairly close. That's the one there. I know it's hard to see in the camera, fellas, but that's it. So let's get on with it. You guys are all good in the chat there. Well, let me tell you, I've had a busy weekend this weekend. I know you guys are all having a good relaxing weekend, but I've had a busy one because I've done the final main section of my course for the SES, so I'm no longer a recruit now. I'm actually past the recruit stage. So I've done all my height safety training this weekend. So we had 2 full days, Saturday from about 8 in the morning right through till I think it was about 4, half past 4 by the time we got away, finished on Saturday. And then we were up there again this morning, half past 7, and we actually done well today. We got a bit of an early knock-off. I think we finished about 20 past 3 or something today. But it was full on up on a roof all day today, doing different tasks and working the height safety gear and equipment and setting up properly and throwing lines over, static lines over roofs and stuff like that. So it was a good day. It was enjoyable. It was interesting. I've done a lot of height safety in my time in the past, but it was a long time ago now. Probably the last time I used my height safety because I'd done a height safety manager's course as well, so I could actually manage a height safety team and the installation on large commercial buildings for putting the height safety equipment in, all the static lines and roof anchors and all that sort of thing. And but that was about, like I said, 7 years ago. I've been retired for about 4 years now, and yeah, that was about 6-7 years ago. So it was all what we done over this weekend was all totally different to what I had done in the past on larger commercial side. So it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a good day, and at the end of the day, I got my pass and my tickets. And that's me now able to go out on activations. So we're just going to be coming into our storm season now up here, and this is when it will start to get busy. So occasionally I may miss a stream, but if I miss a stream, you'll know it's because I've been called out on an activation. But I'm sure if that happens, fellas, I'll make it up by adding in another stream if and when I can. So don't get worried if I go missing in action one stream. It'll only be because I've had an activation and call out, and sometimes when the storm ones come on, you can be out and you can be going from job to job to job to job, just doing height safety and putting taps over roofs and stuff like that. So like I said, don't think that something drastic's happened to me if I miss a stream, because chances are I'll be out in an activation. Anyway, let's get on with this nice beautiful little handle here, right? So I'm just going to continue on with a bit of sanding, and my little on button on my lathe, it gets dust in it, and I think the contact sometimes it won't come on when you press the button. So a little bit of air in there normally clears it, and we're right to go again. So I'll just speed it up a little bit, but not too fast. So I'm working that bottom curve first. I just want to get that tidied up. So yeah, so there will be other courses that I'll do with the SES as well. I mean, I'll do chainsaw, because I'm used to working with chainsaws and tools anyway from my trade background. And so yeah, I'll do that, do the chainsaw. I might even get involved in the flood bolts as well, so we can do flood bolts as well. I've got a fairly active team up here for the flood bolts, but I'd be pretty keen to get involved in it. And I've done all my other courses now, so I've done all the, the necessary courses, and then I've also done my height safety as an additional one. So I'm just gently rolling those corners of that ring over now with a little bit of sandpaper, just nice and gently. And all I'm doing now is really just making sure that I'm taking out any high spots. That's why I keep running my hand over the spots that I'm sanding, is just to make sure that I'm feeling it, making sure it's smooth, there's no high spots. If there's high spots, you can feel them. And it's one of those things, your senses are always better than anything else. If you shut your eyes and feel it, you'll feel anything and everything. Okay, so we'll stop that now, and I'm just going to run around that by hand a little bit. Just to take out any of the deeper score marks from the sandpaper. And then obviously we'll go over that again with the next grit, and then obviously the next grit, what we're looking for is to make sure that we're taking out any scratches from the previous grit. And you shouldn't move on to the next grits until you achieve that. I'm actually thinking of getting a lot of different grits in the wet and dry sandpaper now as well. And maybe using that as opposed to using the dry paper in this scenario here. So I might try that at some stage, get a heap of the wet and dry paper, and then basically start with wet and finish with wet, you know. Good on you, grey dog. Now this fella, I think, the fella that's getting this one, I think he's still active. Might put you on to that top-down view again. It's a little bit blown out because we're sanding again, but it will come back. couple of messenger notifications, but we'll get them later. I'm really digging what's going on in this one with the pattern of the black in it. It's looking very slick, to be honest. I think we're going to get a nice effect when we polish this one up. And I'm just going to get my little foam pad here and give that a little bit of a rub-a-dub-dub up in there. That gets in a much better than what you can get in with your hands and your fingers. An old piece of an old thong, that's what that is. They work well. Just little sanding pads that you can compress in and press just to get into the finer details when you need to get in there. And that's probably not too bad there. And all I'm going to do now is just give that all a little bit of a round over on that edge. Vice versa on the bottom. And on the actual edge itself as well. And that'll do that. Just get in there again. Okay, that's one down. We can get rid of that piece of sandpaper, that's done. On to the next one. What's Grey Dog looking forward to seeing? Let us in the secret, Grey Dog. Yeah, the colouring on this one's going to be stunning, I reckon. And just the pattern as well, like the pattern of the resin is going to be pretty smick. And bearing in mind, this one was poured in pretty much the same manner as the previous one that I'd done. But the previous one was more sort of, although it was the gold and the black again, but the previous one was a more yellowy gold. This one's got a few different golds in it, which is adding to that. And just the black in this one is way different to the previous one, even although it was poured in a similar manner. So it just goes to show that you've got a certain amount of control in your resin pours, but sometimes the resin will just do what it's going to do and you don't get a say in the matter. Other than, you know, how you actually pour it. I mean, you could totally change it by putting more in at any given time in one colour. So you can actually impact on what the end result will be. But you don't always get the overall say in how it's going to turn out. Yeah, I think the green, red and blue one's going to, I think the green, red and blue have actually mixed and made some other colours in that blank too. So again, I think that one's going to be a bit of a stunner as well, Brett. Looking at the blank, but like I said, one never really knows until you get inside the blank. So we've got to get it on the lathe to find that out. But I think that's the next one to do. I think that's the next stream coming up. So that might be the one that I'll maybe do tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so I'm reasonably happy with that bottom section now. So we'll just touch up the ring again. And again, making sure that we're still keeping that rounded as opposed to flatter. With a sharper edge, we want to keep it round. Might try these on, yeah, you don't see it on that one either, but we'll just give you a change of view, change of scenery. What's the old saying? A change is as good as a holiday? Is that the old saying? How many subscribers are we up to now, Razor, my stat man? I think we're up at about 82, are we? Unless we've had any new ones. I think we've been sitting on that 82 for a few days now. We got about 4 or 5 new ones quite quickly, and then it petered out again. But I'm sure it will be like that. We'll get spurts and spats, and it will just go and I wish these cameras would show this colour better, just because of all the lights, eh? But you need the lights, because if you don't have the lights, then it's too dark. What's put up there? Okay, here we go, guy. I think probably on the next grit, or the grit after, we should start to see it get a little bit more colour in it again, and then obviously we'll be hitting it with a wet thereafter. Got another 2 grits to go through after this one. To the dry paper, that is. Nigel, how are you, buddy? Welcome back. You're coming in at a nice time, mate. This is, I've got another couple of grits to go on this one of the dry paper, and then I'll be hitting it with a wet, and we'll start to see the colour on this one. This was one that I cast in a previous stream some time back. A gold and black blank, mix of golds and black. And I think it's going to have some nice, it's going to have a nice look to it, that's for sure. And you'll notice I'm not, excuse me, I'm not rushing the sanding on it because, you know, we're an hour and 15 into this one. Actually less than that, because we had a bit of a chat and everything at the beginning of the stream, and I started the stream a little bit earlier, a couple of minutes earlier than what I normally do. So I'll just take my time with it, with the sanding. That's good, Mike, good. How's that new brush going for you, buddy? Nigel's another customer of mine that's has got a couple of my brushes. You're getting pretty good with that photography too, Nigel. Bit creative. Makes the shave of the day pictures look pretty special. What does he want to steal from you? The chameleon. She come up quite nice, that little green one. I quite like that one. Even the green sparkle in it is just, you know, it just gives it a little bit of a touch. Took a bit of work getting those chameleon ones sorted, you know, so that they were right. But I've pretty much got them now. How's your one going, Razor? Good, mate? You still loving it? Razor's got a chameleon as well. Guys, if you drop out the stream, make sure you come back in a little while, because I reckon this one's going to be quite a bit of a looker for a resin handle. Right, that's that grit done. We'll throw that in the bin. Get on to the next one. Yeah, lovely. Beautiful knots, mate, beautiful knots. I don't think you can get any better, to be honest. And from all reports I've had of, you know, other probably more knowledgeable people than me when it comes to badger knots, they're up there with the best, if not the best, mate. So they're a beautiful knot. A lot of these brushes that I'm making now and that I've been making the last few streams are all getting rhodiums in them. I noticed this one's got a couple of little white specks, so I think they're either tiny, tiny little bubbles, which is really unusual because they're cast under pressure. And I think that's what it is. I don't think it's anything else. I think it's just little, because the resin was well mixed for these, so it's not pockets of pigment. So I might have to blow them out. Either drip a little bit of CA in there, or I'll see how they go once we finish the sanding, because they might actually sand out. Just a couple of tiny little surface ones. So we'll see how we go with that. But that would be done. Actually, I could probably do it sooner rather than later, but we'll see how it goes because it might sand out. Maybe Razor, if you're setting up a deal with Grey Dog to make you a couple of handles or a couple of brushes, maybe you should set something up where that can be your payment for the brushes and the brushes that Grey Dog sends you, fellas. I think there's a couple of you talking to Grey Dog about getting a couple of handles or a couple of brushes made. Maybe that could be your payment back to Grey Dog as a thank you, to say, well, thanks for supporting us and making a couple of nice brushes for us. And here's a nice rhodium knot for you. Make yourself a nice handle. Now he uses longer bristles, Nigel. His standard depth is pretty much 18 millimeters, and it seems to work, mate. So the only thing that normally changes is the diameter of the socket, as I like to call it, but the depth pretty much remains, unless he gets any variance in his bristle. But pretty much the depth remains the same right throughout, and it seems to work for his knots, mate. So whatever he does and however he does them, it just seems to work. I mean, I've fitted a couple here and I've stuck to the same dimensions that that Serjan's given to me for some of the handles that he's knotted for me or for himself, handles that I've made. So I stick to those as well, and mate, they always seem to work, you know. They give nice flow through, nice face feel, enough backbone. I think it's just the whole thing with them being dense and, you know. Oh no, that's only, it's only 18 mil, mate. Yeah, you're looking right in it. The camera's right at the end of the lathe, just off to the side, and it's zoomed in right into that area. So, you know, that's why it probably looks slightly bigger for you. But I checked it with the stainless steel rule there before, and it was bang on the 18 mil, which is what the requirement is. What secret talk? You never kept me in any secret talk. Have I let the cat out of the bags? Have I let the cat out of the bag, fellas? Right, that's that one done. Last one, and then we're on the wet, fellas. Everybody likes it when we get onto the wet ones. It's when you see the colour pop. Right, just going to stop the lathe. I'm just going to get in there with a little bit of a hand rub. Make sure that we've cleaned that top edge up. And then the same on the upper section, and that edge and that tight detail. You guys are shockers, you really are. I'll just keep working away and keep my mouth shut, eh? How does that sound? I'll just leave you guys up to it. You can do what you love, what you like. I'll just stick to making brushes and keep my mouth shut. I'll just talk brush makers talk. Grey Dog, whatever happens, you don't get a say in it, mate. So you should be like me. Keep your mouth shut, say nothing, keep quiet. Just ignore it all. Let's talk brushes. We can talk brush making, Grey Dog. How does that sound? We'll just talk that stuff and we'll let these guys rant and rave about what they want to chat about, eh? Just some friendly banter, eh? Good friendly chat, friendly banter. Okay, I think that's it for the sandpaper grits, guys. Alrighty, we'll get the water up here. We've got some nice clean fresh water here. Turn the lathe down. Fire up. Not too fast. You ready to put your sunnies on, fellas? Put your sunglasses on. Not sure yet, Grey Dog. I'll probably be going on. It'll be sometime in the afternoon. Any time. It just depends when my wife gets back from the hospital. But it could be anywhere around about, say, maybe 3 o'clock on, our time here. So we're, it's 8:30 here now, 8:30 PM at night on Sunday. Ryan, how are you, buddy? How's your weekend been, Brian? Haven't chatted to you for a little while. That's maybe why he's doing the ironing, Nigel, so that his wife will let him get another one. Yeah, your mum said that you had went away and done a bit of surfing on the weekend. How was it, all right? Are you still playing footy? Are you still playing footy yet, or is that finished for you for a while? All right. We're getting there. Jesus, I'll tell you what, this is nice. Oh yeah. I'm just going to play around with this a bit with hand sanding, fellas, so you guys just chat away as you feel you need to. Giving this a good wet with this grit. Good sanding, good going over. Oh, okay. Oh well, good luck for next weekend then. Or next week, whenever you play. Oh, okay, COVID. It gets into everything, that bloody COVID. Well, I finished my SES recruit training today. Done my height safety, working at height safety today and yesterday. So 2 full days. We done. Most of yesterday was mostly theory with a little bit of practical, and then today was pretty much all practical, hands-on on the roofs with the height safety lines and carabines and kongs and all that sort of thing. So yeah, it was quite full on today, but it was good, it was enjoyable. Yeah, I'll give you a top-down shot shortly, fellas. I'll just I'll get a bit of sanding going on this one for a little bit, and then I'll give you a top-down shot, and you'll see everything a lot better than the side-on shot. It's quite stunning actually. It's probably not quite as yellowy goldy colour as the previous one, but nonetheless it's a stunning looking mix of colour and stunning looking brush. Yeah, well that's basically all the training done now. The only other training that will come up now will be like chainsaws and stuff like that, but all the heavier stuff is done, so that's most of it out the way now for 12 months. It's just a case of keeping practicing it now and putting it into practice on activations. So I was just telling the boys earlier, we're actually coming into storm season now, so it's only going to start getting busier with storm call-outs now. Nigel's giving Razor a bit, eh? You concentrate on that iron and Razor. Don't you worry about the colour of my handle popping here. I'm going to give you all a quick overhead shot of this, fellas, before Razor looks quick. It's still a little bit blown out in that camera. Maybe I can zoom it in a touch. Look at that, fellas. Quick, before Razor sees it. You got it? Alright, go back to the other camera. Yeah, runs from one to the other, right? I mean, we don't get too involved in any of the fire stuff though. QFS sort of take care of all that sort of stuff. We come under QFS, but okay, I think that'll do it for the this wet paper. I think we'll jump straight over to the pads now and give it a good going over with the pads. So we'll get the pads up in their order. What view would you rather see, guys? The top-down view, that one? Leave it there for a little while, eh? Your mum, Ryan, your mum starts going in for some of her tests as of tomorrow. So you might want to have a chat to her if you haven't already chatted to her tonight. I'd say you've already been on the chat to her though. Okay. And it looks like we got rid of those little white spots. Unless it's just that I can't see them because it's wet. So you can see that black, how fine some of the details come through in that black. It's actually quite nice. And there's a fair bit of depth to it as far as the golds and the colour. I will, normally when I finish the stream, I normally take a little 30-second video with the handle on a little carousel. If you haven't seen them before, I normally put them on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram channel, just so that you can see them in the right light with the taken in the photo tent. You know, I take the photos in the photo. I get the camera and I take the photographs in the photo tent with the handle in the photo tent. And it just shows you more the figure and the colour better. It takes a lot of the shine out when you put it in the photo tent because the light is all softened, but it lets you see the pattern and the colours better than what you can see here. So look for that a little bit later, not long after the stream finishes. I normally put them up, and then you'll get to see it up close and personal in those shots better than what you'll see it here. Obviously you're not going to see it fitted with a knot, but I'll sit one of my 2 bands in it just to let you see what it sort of looks like with a knot in it. Actually no, I won't be able to do that either tonight because this is a smaller socket size, and the knot I've got out here is probably going to be too big. I'll see, I'll check it. And this is getting an antique brass medallion put in the bottom, which should look quite nice with the gold anyway. I think that's what I've done with the last ones. Okay, so just a little bit of a rub by hand as well here. No, it doesn't look like Vegemite, I don't think. I don't mind a bit of Vegemite, but no, it doesn't look like Vegemite. Alright, that'll do that one. Such a lovely shape this. I love this shape. I love doing this shape. It's just, to me, it's just so pleasing on the eye, and it's comfortable in the hand. You can hold it in your fingers, you can hold it in the hand, in the palm of your hand. And although it looks like a fairly smooth, slidey type looking handle, but the curves that are in it, it's comfortable in the hand. You get a good grip. I do like this shape. Have I said that before? Probably. Right. So it's actually starting, I mean it's still wet, but it's, I can see it's starting to get a nice sort of sheen to it now, a nice shine. Nigel's just in here to create trouble tonight, isn't he? Aye? All right, that's that one done. It's all good, that's what it's all about, aye, having a bit of fun. Good old friendly banter. Brightens everybody's life up. Especially in these days of COVID, aye. Starting to get a bit of a better look at that now, fellas. But it'll come to its own shortly. I'll be able to get a couple of different angles once I get it out of the chucks. We're still going to do the bottom yet, so there we go. We're nearly 2 hours, well, an hour and 50. Just very conscious of the time on a Sunday night, fellas, for yous all. It's all good, we're not too far away. And that's that one done. You'll notice that I'm sort of switching the lathe on and sanding with the lathe moving with each pad, and then I'm giving it all a hand rub with that same pad. So hopefully we end up with a much better end result with no scratches, no lines, no nothing in it by doing that. I mean, sometimes I go every second pad with a hand sand, but I'm doing this one just tonight with every one. It's surprising how much material these soft touch pads actually take off, especially when they're new. But I mean, that was a clear bowl of water. Now when I empty that out tomorrow and all the sediments sort of settled on the bottom, there'll be a thick layer of, resin dust on the bottom. T-Man is in the house. T-Man, how are you? Who else have we got in the house that we don't know about? Aye? Stand and be counted. Stand and be counted. I've got that subscribe sign up there. It's still there, bottom left hand corner of your screen. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Click that bell. Ding! And you'll get notified of any new videos getting posted up or when I go live. And then if you've got the time, you can sit and watch it. And if you haven't got the time, you can come back to it when it's convenient for you. How does that sound? Aye? Feel free to share. All good with me. And that'll do that one. Now these finer ones, I mean, you're not taking off an awful lot of material with these ones. We're starting to get down into high grits now. This one I think's around about 4,000 grit. Here, let me tell you a joke. Let me tell you a joke. I got it sent to me on a text today. Let me grab my phone and I'll read this one. I don't know if you have heard it, but anyway, I'll read it out to you. So let me just go back to that. Where is it? Okay, you ready? Your duck is dead. A woman brought a very limp duck into the veterinary surgeon. As she laid her pet on the table, the vet pulled out his stethoscope and listened to the bird's chest. After a moment or two, the vet shook his head and sadly says, "I am sorry, your duck, Cuddles, has passed away." The distressed woman wailed, "Are you sure?" The doc said, "Yes, I am sure. Your duck is dead," replied the vet. "How can you be sure?" she said. "I mean, you haven't done any testing on him or anything. He might just be in a coma or something." The vet rolled his eyes, turned around and left the room. He returned a few minutes later with a black Labrador retriever. As the duck's owner looked on in amazement, the dog stood on his hind legs, put his front paws on the examination table, and sniffed the duck from top to bottom. He then looked up at the vet with sad eyes and shook his head. The vet patted the dog on the head and took it out of the room. A few minutes later though, he turned up with a cat. The cat jumped on the table and also delicately sniffed the bird from head to foot. The cat sat back on its haunches and shook its head, meowed softly and strolled out of the room. The vet looked at the woman and said, "I'm sorry, but as I said before, this is most definitely 100% certifiably a dead duck." The vet turned to his computer terminal, hit a few keys and produced a bill, which he handed to the woman. The duck's owner, still in shock, took the bill. $1,500, she cried. $1,500 just to tell me my duck is dead. The vet shrugged. "I'm sorry. If you had just taken my word for it, the bill would have been $20. But with the lab report and the CAT scan, it's now $1,500. Nice light-hearted one, for YouTube, because we can't do anything too over the top on YouTube. Anyway, let me get back on. That one would appeal to Brett, the lab test and the CAT scan. Just a little bit of light-hearted fun that came through to me today. My wife's a nurse, so the lab report and the CAT scan were just kind of appropriate. It is a bit of a long one though, but it's all right. I'll stick to my brush making, I think, Brett. Jokes are not my forte. All right, getting down to the last ones, fellas, so we'll be taking that off of here shortly. Parting off the bottom, setting the coin, giving it a buff up. See, I just wasted another 10 minutes there with that joke, didn't I? God damn it. Dad jokes, yeah. Okay. One more. This one's it. Right, that'll do that. So we'll stick them over there, let them dry out a bit. I'll sort them out after. Get rid of the water for now. Give this a clean out. Soak up any water. Just give it a light dry off. Okay. All good. Get rid of that one in the bin. So there you're getting a better look at it now, fellas. There you go. Still got to be buffed yet. It'll come up with a buffer, that's for sure. It's fairly smooth. No deep marks, a little bit there. Just let me give that another little bit of a hand rub there. Okay, we'll take that off the chuck now. I'm hoping with the smaller hole it's still going to fit on my other chuck. It should, I think. Excuse me, fellas. I'm just going to have a friendly little drink. Oh, that's nice. I like that. There we go. Right. Okay, so we'll put these jaws right in. I'm just hoping, yeah, it should do. Beautiful, no problems at all. Okay, that's pretty centre there. So we'll just bring up, make sure we've got enough room to get that in there, across in front of the chuck. We'll bring that in a bit, lock it off. We'll push that in before we tighten the chuck up. That'll keep it centre. And then we'll just give her a bit of a nip up, just to make sure she's held. And that'll do it. Still got a little bit of water on there. Tool rest down, so we're okay with that. We just need to lock it in place. That's locked. Okay, so we'll speed her up a bit. That can probably go down just a little touch more. And there we go. All parted off. Little piece of waste. Get the tailstock out the way again. Now what I will do, we'll go in with the drill and drill the bottom first. So we'll slow that right down. Still got the 25mm in there. So we'll put that there. Put the 25mm in. Now, speed it up slightly. Not too quick. Start the point nice and slowly so we don't knock it out centre. Yeah, it's a can, Sam, it's a can. A red, black and yellow can. Right, on 0. On 0, bring it in till it touches. Probably there. And we're just going to go in about 4.5 to 5mm. That's 1, 2, 3. There we go. And we'll take that out. Whoa! Geez, that was tight. It must be getting really blunt if I've got to put that much pressure, if it's putting that much pressure on it back into the tailstock. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this around and we'll clean up the bottom edge with a little touch. It's not a lot of bottom to clean up. So we'll come in there, probably a little bit lower. And I'll come in fairly close, and all I'm going to do is I've freshly sharpened this afternoon on the grinder. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to speed it up a little bit, and I'm just going to use the wing again and just give that a little touch up. You can see the whisper fine blows out a bit, whisper fine shavings in there. Freshly sharpened tool, can't beat it. That'll do. Now I'll take you to that shot just to see what we've got there, and I'll slow that down now because we don't need it to go that fast, and all we're going to do is just tidy up this edge, keep it as a recess for the medallion, so a bit faster. And I just want to keep checking that just to make sure there's no tooling marks. I can probably use my little sponge pad again. It's ideal for doing this sort of thing. And that's pretty much polished up already, to be honest, just with that 1000 grit. But we will go, turn on, come on. I'm gonna have to give that a good clean out, I think, fellas. Good blowout, get rid of the dust. The dust gets on the terminals and it just stops it starting up. So I gave it a blow earlier, but I mustn't have given it enough. So we'll give it another little bit in a while. No, definitely not coffee. I've had a big day, big weekend, so I thought, you know, why not? And it's icy cold, so it stays cold for longer than my hot coffee stays hot. Brett, you got it, mate, you got it. It's the red variety, the Bundy red. Yeah, we're gluttons for punishment, Brett, aren't we? Right, that's that part done. I'll grab another towel. I'll have another swig. Okay, so I'll give that a bit of a good once over. That's looking pretty good. So there we go. So we've got that nicely done there now with the coin. And there's the handle. If I just bring it back a little bit, if I get myself in position here where I can show you it. And I'll just do a little bit of a revolve there. I'm trying to get it so that I can show you the depth of the colour blend mix in the handle. It's kind of awkward with the light. It really is awkward with the light, but well, you're probably catching it more there. So it's got some lovely colour in it. Anyway, let me take it to the buffer, fellas. So we'll go to that one there. And if you follow me over to the buffer, we'll get cracking here. So I'll put that in my pocket so I don't drop it. Get the buffer fired up. We'll put a bit of compound on. Some of my jigs are rattling away there. That's all good. Very light touches. Sorry if I got my back to you. Keep it moving. Different directions. Make sure we're getting every surface. Make sure there's no sanding marks, tool marks anywhere. A little bit more compound. A little bit of finishing compound. Now we'll clean up the details. Now we'll get into there. And now just the polish, fellas. Nice light touch wheel, nice polish up. We're getting one stunning shine on it. Now we'll go on the underside of that. Lovely. Lovely there. Give that a check. Just got the bottom to do now. And then the very bottom. We're done. Follow me back over here, fellas, back to the lathe, eh? Well, there we go. She's all done. Just got to put the coin in now, which is all ready to rock and roll. So we'll bring up my little trusty glue board here. Lock her in place. And we'll get my glue out, my epoxy. There we go. We've got our mixing stick all ready to go, and I've got my coin all ready to go. Okay, so we'll bring that down here now. We'll put a little bit of glue on here. Find a clear spot, or a spot that's got a little crevice in it, so I can mix up some glue in it. Come on. There we go. That's what we wanted. So that's that. A little bit of part B. That's that. Oh, just up on the whiteboards, just some handles that I've got to do, and some notes and blanks, casting and stuff like that on the whiteboard. I've got a few other ones to add to it. I haven't kept it up to date. I've got a few other ones. I'll need to check back messages, messenger messages, Instagram messages, emails, PMs. I'll need to go back and update it because I've got another couple of new ones, a couple of cast ones that I've got to do as well. So I'll have to go up and update it, bring it right up to date again. But yeah, it's just basically so to give me an idea what I've got ahead of me. I lose track of it all because there's too many come in and it's hard to keep track. I've got some there for T-Man to make. I've got T-Man, T-Man, yeah. Right, that's about all we're going to use there tonight, I think. Not much left, but a little bit. Okay, and we'll just bring the coin over, slide it into place, and we've got a little bit of air trapped in it tonight, so we're going to have to press it in the chuck like we've done in the past, just to press it in and get the air out, because once the glue gets around the side it just creates like a cavitation in it, you know. So what I normally do is I just get a bit of paper towel and I'll stick the handle back onto that chuck there and just nip it up so that it doesn't fall off but not tight. And then the fortunate thing is that this tailstock actually fits into that hole just beautifully. So all I've got to do is just wind that in and it'll push the coin home for me. And then if I just leave it for a couple of seconds and then take it off, the coin should stay in there because the air will be taken out from underneath the coin, between the coin and the resin and the glue. And once that happens, it'll stay in position. So there we go, it's done already. Bring that back. Paper's just to give the coin protection from the metal on the tailstock. Take that off again. And we've got a little bit of glue to wipe off, not a lot. So we'll just get a bit of methylated spirits. Excuse me. And we'll just rub that in there. Use the corner of the towel to get right in. So we're still hanging in there, fellas, we're nearly there now. So there we have it, fellas. That's another TF custom shaving brush done and dusted. Let me just sit that there for a sec, put this away. Put that board back up on edge so I don't stand on it. Carry glue everywhere. Put my glue away here. It's great having everything on hand, aye. This little cabinet that I put under the lathe has just been the best thing since sliced bread, aye. Okay, we're done and dusted. Well, let me see if this knot will fit in there. I don't think it will, it might. Oh yeah, it fits in. Oh. This is just to let you see the finished product, fellas. So I'll go to camera 2 first, and we'll show you a shot in there. If I can get that in picture properly there. So there's the finished handle. Try and see if I can get it in a position where you can see the colour better. Around about there. So you can see that quite nicely there. Nice shine on it now. Then we've got the TF custom shaving brush medallion set in the bottom, so you can see it's recessed in, and we've just beveled this in and rounded off the sharp edge just to finish it off. So there you go. You can see that black in there. I'll take you up to this one, see if it shows it any differently for you, if we can get it to focus. Focus, there we go. So it'll certainly look very nice with the rhodium in it. Okay, so that's another one done and dusted, as I said, fellas. So once again, thank you all. Let me go back to the main screen here. Oh, tell you what I never done. Let's get rid of that YouTube. Please subscribe down here. If you are in the channel and you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate if you can subscribe to the channel and click the little bell, ding. You'll be notified when any videos go up. I do have to say thank you to my patrons. So we'll whack that up there for a couple of seconds. So big thank you to Resin, Samuel, Brett, Catman, Fan Shives, and to everybody else in the stream. Much appreciated. These guys are just helping me a little bit financially, just to buy a few bits and pieces and keep everything going. So much appreciated. So guys, like I said, thank you very much for getting in the stream. And like I says, as always, I really enjoy having you in there, because it just makes it all the more pleasant for me, instead of standing here turning away and talking to myself when I've got other people in the stream and in the chat there. You get asked questions, you can answer them, that sort of thing, and having a little bit of friendly banter going backwards and forwards is always a good thing too. So look, fellas, I do really much appreciate it, and I do really enjoy having you there. So like again, guys, I'm going to shut the shed door down. I'm going to probably finish my bun day, and I might even have a cup of coffee before I go to bed. How's that sound? You guys have a good night, the rest of your night. Have a good week through the week, and like I said, be on the lookout for a couple of extra streams getting put up. And like I said, just watch them at your leisure, fellas. There's no need for you to drop in if you are not able to drop in. You can catch up on them at a later date. It'll give you some other viewing for you. And we'll catch you again on Tuesday night in the normal stream, and then it'll be Thursday night again, and then back to Sunday night. So we've got still got a fair few brushes lined up here, and like I said, I've got a couple of other ones to add to that now and a couple of castings to add. So we're going to start getting through them, and hopefully I can get through them a bit quicker. So much appreciated, fellas. So once again, thank yous all very, very much. It's really much appreciated. I'm going to shut the shed door down, and we'll catch yous all later. Say, fellas.